Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is First Person Tutor speaking, or Bossman Teaching speaking, whichever you prefer. But in any case, this will be my last game review for the evening. Now, how did we get here? How did we get here in 42 moves? How did we get here? Let's look. So the usual E2, E4. Oh, wow. Sorry. All right, the volume is up. So let's go. All right, so the usual, except I go D2, D4 instead of the F2, F4. Yeah, this is what people tend to do. They strike at the center, aim for the confusion. So let's go. I simplify. You simplify. I simplify. Now this was a bit of a non-threat because all I needed to do was put that there. All right. And then what big brain idea did I have? I figured, you know what? Let's get rid of the knight. Why not? And you know what? I had this idea that I would have gotten the queen for free, but then I wouldn't. Because by doing that, the queen is defended, royally defended. So no. So I decided on perpetual check. Goes back here. The route to giving him another check would have probably been moving to F4. That would have probably been my best move. Look at what I did. You know, there are times in life where, there are times when you have to literally, it's like on one hand, you want to follow principles, but on the other hand, you look and say, why did I ignore going to F4? Why? It's a threat. It is a threat. If you're going to make a threat, make the threat. When you develop now, you allow your opponent to get away. And I did allow my opponent to get away. Right? So, look at that. Now the opportunity is gone. See? See, he recognized what I missed out on. And so he went and put the queen there to attack the pawn and defend the bishop. And also, this way I don't get to launch that dual attack on the bishop and putting the king in check at the same time. So, I miss out on the opportunity just for the sake of development. He takes the pawn, a castle, and then he gets to do further development. I put tempo on the queen, tries to trade. I'm not fond of that game. So I try to put my queen on a safer square. He goes to trade. I accept the trade. Might have been a mistake, because now he gets to defend that bishop on an immortal basis. I mean, how would you break that defense? Then he has an open or semi-open file. So, yeah. When people offer you a trade, maybe look into why they did it. So I wanted to get rid of you. Ooh, but then you put tempo on me. Imagine that. Look at when I choose to do this. Oh my God, okay. Then he puts tempo on me again. Run away. More tempo. Controlling the file again. Run away. Alright, I didn't like that, so you know what I did? Yeah, there we go. G2 to G3. Aha. Pinning the knight, I see. So I decided, you know what? That F2 pawn looking a bit too weak. Ah, okay. I allow you. I certainly allow you. So I put the rook there. And what did I notice? There had to have been something I noticed. All right, let's see how this pans out. I capture the pawn, feeling comfortable. So he captures my knight. I said, oh, you might have ruined a bit of my fun. Because there was something I saw there. And what did I see? Let's right. Yes. So I saw a discovery leading to me putting the king in check and having a lot of fun from there on. You ruined my chances. All right, I recapture. But now something else seems a bit awry. What happened? You pushed the pawn? Huh. Not what I expected. Sure, I could have put tempo on the queen right here, but then went for a pawn instead. Oh, I see. You are looking to make an escape because you are afraid of what might have been checkmate, but yeah, I don't know. It might have been unfounded, really. I mean, you had the bishop and the queen that you could block with. I don't think that would have been an inevitable checkmate. I don't know. That's a little bit of fear mongering, I suppose. So you go here. Ignoring that, okay. Alright, so I finally put you in check. You block. Control a file. You move. I control another file. Put in tempo. You attack the pawn. I defend it, hoping to go to another square. Oh, but you did an amazing job. You threatened mate, simultaneously defending that square. That's a brilliant move. Not gonna lie about that. So that one gave me pause for a minute. So I put the rook up. You took the pawn. Silly me. Control another file. I mean, what that bishop is no threat to anything on a white square. I should have moved from C1 to D1. And yeah, when you're playing against the clock, you don't make the most sensible moves. I promise you. This is why I don't know why chess is played with a clock. I genuinely don't know. Because you overlook some of the simplest things that you could have done. And you look back on it in review and you go, why didn't I do this? Anyhow, let's go. So look at what I did instead. Look at that. Because think about it. Me moving C1 to D1 does not break the defense of the E2 rook defending the F2 pawn. So just moving it over just a little bit controls another square, forcing you to consider defending it. And I mean, it would have simplified so much. Just so much. But let's continue. So we did that. And then we did that. Why did I do this? Because I figured, you know what? I don't like your incessant obsession with the F2 pawn. So I got rid of you. I got rid of you. Then I got rid of you. 2 rooks versus 1. So he goes here. I defend. Whoops, that was too fast. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let's go again. He does that. Hold on. Let's go again. Alright. Let's try this again. He went to A8. I went A2, A4. You tried to spook me into giving up my pawn. I capture. Okay, that's not a checkmate. Should have set it up first. But now you have nothing. Advanced, or should I say, pass pawn. Pass pawn. Oh, look at this. No, you know you don't want another queen. So, you give up your rook. So, where were we? Right. Yeah, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm not sure if he allowed his timer to run out. Mind you, my timer was a lot, like I had a lot less time on my clock. And he decided in the amount of time that I had left, it wasn't worth it pursuing this. He just resigned. So what's the moral of this story? Several ones, you know. Playing chess with a clock may very well reduce your reasoning skills and your ability to make the best judgment possible. You'll make good judgments, but not the best ones. So there's that. Then there's also I don't know. Because I had less time on my clock, but I won the game. There are times when that doesn't always work for you, right? It will not work for you in blitz and bullet conditions. And I feel like bullet and blitz games help you to improve your rapid games. And then you'll do a lot much better in classical if you can play 10-minute rapid, right? But what other lessons were there? What other lessons were there? Okay, here's another lesson. Never hesitate to review your games. Because when you review your games, you get an opportunity to look at some of the blunders you made or the inaccuracies or your mistakes. What was the mistake I made here? The mistake I made here was I should have made a threat as subtle as humanly possible, right? Or as subtle as humanly possible. I should have gone for f3 to f4, right? Instead, I went with that. That was one of my mistakes. Another one of my mistakes, sometimes the principles of development will backfire. Don't give your opponent time to breathe. If there is a way to keep them backpedaling, keep the pressure on them. Keep pressure on them as much as possible. Even at the risk of being slightly behind on your own development, just keep the pressure on. And then you can go into development, because there are times when everyone says, oh, you know, get the knights out and connect your rooks and do this and do that. But look at what that got me. No, it got me, you know, here. A castle. Look at that. All the free time in the world to defend himself. Because see, look at how it was before. If I had gone somewhere like having the queen on h4, you know, maybe I could have gone for something else, or you never know. Or even, all right, look at this. Look at this. If I went queen to d3, don't get me wrong, I probably should have made that move a long time ago, right? So therefore, when you have the opportunity to make a threat, make it as quickly as possible. Don't delay it, right? That is what, so in other words, if you can make a threat, a meaningful threat, make the threat. Keep your opponent thinking, so that way they're on edge. Keep the psychological advantage in your favor, right? So there's that. What other lesson is there? Now, if someone offers you a trade, chances are it's in their favor. Yeah? So think about that.